Dear friends, I am recording this video on the topic vendor calls for all my friends and viewers. Basically, I want to give an outline how vendor calls, Indians and Americans, and the Indian vendor calls, and then it's really, some of the calls are good, but some are very painful and horrible, and then next is interview calls, like how Indians takes and Americans. And I wish you good luck for all the guys who are in OPT, CPT or H1B here. Since Telugu is my mother tongue or the language that I speak, I used to speak in India, so some of the examples I gave it in one of my Indian languages for the convenience to reach the viewers, but let me recollect those things. And see, the moment when you place resume on any of the Indian job sites or job sites, Dice or Monster or whatever, one you get calls from American vendors. So they call, they speak, they send an email. Okay, it's good. And whoever calls, you have to ask them to send the job requirement in the email. One. Second, these days, today March 2nd, Monday 2015, because date is important, right? All the calls, they're asking only for green card and US citizen. If not, they're hanging up straight away the call. 2008-9 is good. Though recession, there are jobs. I did projects, right, during recession, but these days they're asking green card exclusively. I don't know whether it may be green card tactics for their employees to call and then reject the resumes, right? So we never know. So they call outrightly, they hang up the call if they say you don't have green card. One. Second, in the age of internet and when it is globalization takes place, it doesn't matter whether they call from Philippines or Singapore or India, whatever. So call is a call, so you have to attend, because you need next project, right? You have to be upbeat in the market. So H1B's daily they search projects. That's one. And some calls very terrific and painful. They ask so many questions which may be relevant or irrelevant, and some they do not know their time zones, and they get all the information, but they never turned up, especially including the SSN and other stuff which they may not require, except the prime vendor. Once you clear the technical telephone interview or in person, when they need a background check, that time they need the SSN, as per my knowledge and my employer's information and other sources. Anybody ask your full SSN, then they are doing fraud, unless some banks, if you submit the resumes, okay, they collect all the information which is not needed. Okay, they ask questions like as if they ask that is the girlfriends in the college or especially in India or wherever, or juniors they rag, right? Some guys they ask like that. It's very painful, and it's like most likely when it comes to the real submissions, it's like a bargaining. How you bargain vegetables in Indian markets and the markets or streets, right? How you bargain, the same way our guys bargain for resumes. There is no fixed, and because you never know the original client billing rate unless you get into the client location, so they ask like that. And when it comes to interview calls, explained in detail, 30 minutes video, how to face the technical calls and all. There are two types of interviews I found so far since 2008. I don't say Indians, Asians and Americans. There are two types of interviews, telephone especially. Asians, they don't call on time. If it is the call is from offshore, scheduled for example 5 p.m. Montana time. So if the guy doesn't know what is Montana time, they will call their time, convenient time. So you have to attend because you need a project, right? and there are 6 time zones here. So when it is scheduled, but it's always delayed. And essentially go for micromanagement kind of interview questions, like pin to pin they ask. The first 3 are common: communications, attitude, and technical. And then skills, technical skills. This is how generally Americans interviews. It's very pleasant. But whereas Asians interviews or Indians interviews, if the technical guy is taking the interview, so he doesn't care about communication, attitude, and skills. He will directly go for technical skills. He will start asking. For example, I'm a guy, I'm calling from India. I'm an Exchange server admin working last 15 years. I'm king of Exchange server. But the job here is Windows admin. Example I'm giving. And it is in Redmond, Washington. I'm in New York. Billing is $25. And there are 4 layers. So if I select, unfortunately if I select, all the way I have to drive 3000 miles to get onto project. If they need immediately, I have to go there by flight. Okay, he doesn't know, the guy calling from India, he doesn't know he's here. These many layers, he doesn't know one. He doesn't know the billing, he doesn't know the client. If he knows also, he won't reveal the client name. Then start the movie. He will ask 1 or 2 questions, then he's try to explain his knowledge. So we don't need, see, I might be working on infrastructure management, managing so many things. It is only just a part of it, migration, right? I have to go there and fix the problem and come back, it's next project. But when they ask so many questions explaining his Exchange knowledge, what is the fun? Why do I need to listen to him, right? It was really frustrating in 2010 and 2012. I attended a prime vendor as offshore onshore model. It's really painful. I'm not against India. I love India. I love my all human beings. I love my Indian buddies, but they have to improve when they take a interview calls upfront. Okay, some Indian vendors here who are technical, they spend 75 minutes for one technical call, asking all production things. Okay, but the job is desktop engineer. In what way these two are correlated, right? And they send very poor bad feedback. But whereas companies like Infosys, even if the candidate has done anything wrong or mistakes, technically weak, they send a very positive inspiration kind of feedback to inspire the candidate to recheck his knowledge or abilities or improve it. That's how they do. They give very good feedback to inspire, to motivate the candidates. Instead of saying you are fool, they will say I would not have called you fool if you would have done well. Something the see, Indian top 10 companies, some Infosys, they give a good feedback. So if you don't like it, don't take the interview call. If he doesn't answer 1, 2, 3 calls, hang up. Or what is there 4 out of 10 questions, right? If you answer 6 is okay. For example, in your case 10 to 10 nobody may answer it, right? Or some may answer it. So don't kill the candidates, don't kill the applicants, because we depart from houses 10,000 miles, we came all the way not to screw up by your telephone interview calls, right? See, some are very good, some of the calls, and some vendors, they hail from 28 states of India. They try to speak in your native language and try to pull you for H1B transfers. It's very, I really feel very cheap. If you call for a submission of a requirement, submit it. So don't pull the candidates. Don't lose the professionalism. I don't see much of the professionalism in many of the calls. Some calls are very good. I'm not talking about the good guys, right? Because majority are doing this. And sometimes I feel like they made H1B as a prostitute. and they made this business as I'm sorry to use this bad word, pimping business. Oh my god, it's very torture. This company called Sysmind, they sent PO and MSc. I don't know whether it is fake or real. Okay, somebody from TCS took the Skype intro. I don't know whether this guy is from TCS or not, for a GE. They might do the proxy for their employees also, right? Who knows, unless somebody go and dig it out. And that company sent in September. Today is March 2015, right? September 2014. And that guy again they call for another job requirement. So what is this? What are we Indians doing? We finally made this IT business as a prostitute kind of a business, especially majority of the Indian vendors. One. Second, wherever I have worked, the project locations, technology wise, for example, some candidates are upbeat. The client may offer full-time jobs, but unfortunately, not every client can file H1Bs, right? Because they don't know what is H1B and they don't like the work has to be completed. It doesn't matter whether who is doing that work, right? Like for example, your house needs to be repainted. You don't care who comes and do the painting, right? As long as the painting is done. The same thing, somebody come, a contractor, subcontractor, it doesn't matter somebody fix that Active Directory issue or SAN issue, database issue, whatever it is. The contractor is H1B or OBT or green card holder, US citizen, it doesn't matter. If problem is fixed, business is running or not is the core intention, idea of the business, idea of the client, right? Client requirements changes sometimes. But these guys, they made IT business as a pimping business. They talk so bad, some of the Indian vendors. Some are good, some are best, I can say. Yeah, on top of it, there are lots of issues, time sheets and other stuff also. So everybody entered, whoever got a green card, are they entering this IT business forward, resume formative business, and then everybody try to become a layer for easy money, to take $20 to $40 from your pay. So they make a lot of calls from, they arrange, they throw one is phone from there, and then they hire recruiters there, and then they keep call. But last 1 year I don't see any, or looks like majority are so many requirements are fake, and they download from DICE, they repost it, and they send it in email. I don't know what is this called. Most of the client locations, they offer the H1 full-time jobs, but they cannot, because at the time of leaving, the client knows, the client may ask, we cannot afford this much of budget because our hourly billing is 70 or 100, but if you come on full-time, we may give 35 to 40 and a lot of benefits. Can you come? Then I say, I don't have green card. Can you sponsor my H1? But in that case, they do not know what is H1B. They go to their HR department, they cannot do H1B sponsorship. So all that headaches or immigration issues they don't want to take up. So ultimately you have to go for the next project, and most of the project locations, some of them they show the emails, and some locations, my American colleagues, for you to understand, I'm saying American, otherwise all are human beings, because America follows EU, right? Equal employment opportunity. And then they show some of the emails saying that, Kumar, we don't really trust Indians because they send a rate in email. By the time I go there, face the interview and clear the interview, they pay half of it. So I don't trust, that's what he said. And I thought it's only Indians, but I also come across some of the American vendors, they cheat. They don't commit the billing rates on the emails after the technical call. So anything, my sincere advice is, anything get an email confirmation. So don't go by oral. For example, if somebody say $200 I will offer you, or $100 or $50, let him send an email, CC to your employer. Be fair, be frank. If you are honest and frank, you can bang the other guy. If you are not honest, you try to keep your employer in dark, then they all push you to dark. Right? You have to be honest upfront, bang them if somebody try to cheat you. And you never know, all these guys, they tell lies. It's all that they call business model here. That's why I said you client, so you will join. So no layers, all your money. If it is less, also happy, because nobody taking your money, right? I wish you good luck. Yeah, do well.